In this video, I'm going to break down the exact framework that I use to sell 3D printed products online without Etsy, without having to sell at local arts and crafts fairs, and without having to sell 3D printed dragons to turn a profit. If you're someone that's currently selling 3D printed products online and you're struggling to get sales for your business, then in this video, I'm going to break down everything you need to know when it comes to turning total strangers into paying customers and give you the complete marketing strategy so that way you can not only get customers and as well as a repeatable system so that way you can get customers every single day. So with that said, let's go ahead and jump right into it. The first thing we need to cover is your niche. Now, you should already know exactly what you plan to sell and more specifically what kind of products or categories of products that you want to sell and print. Now, here's the thing, if you don't know that already, this video is specifically for people who already have their niche. If you don't have that, make sure to check out a previous video on how to turn an idea into a 3D printable product. That video is going to specifically cover everything from niche to product to finding problems and as well as creating a solution for those products. This video is more so about the marketing side so that way you know exactly how to get people to buy what it is you have to sell. Now, when it comes to marketing your product, you need to understand these three questions in order to develop effective marketing material. And these three questions are followed by this. The first question here is that what does this product do? The second question is who is it for? And the third question is what problem or value does your product bring? If you're able to properly articulate these questions and more specifically answer them with clear-cut answers, this is going to allow you to create marketing material that is so effective that basically anyone who watches your content or videos is basically going to raise their hand, basically telling you that they want to buy what it is you have to sell. So you need to resonate with people on some degree or on some level in order for your marketing material to actually do really well. The people who don't sell well or who don't sell at all, they typically don't have content and or their content doesn't resonate with their audience. So that's something I really want to emphasize with this video. You need to make sure you have those three core elements nailed down to the T in order to get really good content. Otherwise, everything in this video will not make sense. Another way to think about it is that when it comes to answering these questions, think of it like Shark Tank, whereas when you go and you pitch your product to the sharks, you should be able to properly communicate exactly what your product does, who is it for, and what problem or value does it bring. If you're able to do that, then you'll win in virtually any situation, and the business that is able to communicate what their product does to a market will win hands down. It's not about the fanciest logo, the fanciest website, it's not even having the fanciest or the best product. It's all about being able to communicate what your product does to a market and being able to get people to pay money for that product. Which leads me to my second point here, which is organic marketing. Now, organic marketing is all about positioning your product in front of people who are already on platforms like Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Twitter, Pinterest, Facebook, whatever platforms where people are hanging around and actually engaging in communities and groups. The whole purpose of organic marketing is for you to post content so that way you can position your product in front of people and the people who are interested would actually buy your product. Now, the common most frequent question that I get when it comes to working with people, especially when it comes to selling their products, is that they have no idea as to what type of content to create and they don't know how to create content in general. This is where you need to learn exactly how to become a marketer in order to do well with this. Now, what kind of content should you post when it comes to organic marketing? Now, in this video, I provided a complete spreadsheet that you guys can use to find the top content creators, more so specifically to your category or niche you plan to sell in. Now, the way this worksheet works is divided up into several categories. In addition, before we jump into it, make sure to make a copy. That way you have a copy of this document. Please don't request it. Make a copy so that way you have it saved in your Google Drive. So with that said, let's begin. Now, within this category or this column here, we have the main creator, which is the influencer. Now, in order to find influencers or creators or people who are selling products you are selling, you want to go into the search tab of your phone and actually look for that category or niche that you're selling in. If you're selling in organizational toolboxes or anything like that, then search that up. If you're selling equipment for Milwaukee stuff, search that up. If you're selling some sort of fidget or toy or some sort of product that you created yourself, search that up. And you really want to take some time here and actually search for other creators who are selling a similar product to what you're trying to sell. It is crucial that you find other creators, even if they're not selling the exact same product. The reason why you want to do this is that it's going to allow you to basically understand exactly what kind of content they're creating, what content is converting for them, and then you'll be able to reverse engineer what they're doing and that implement that into your content. That's the whole process of using a spreadsheet just like this in this video. So the first column is finding content creators and seeing what they're doing. The second column here is all about jotting down the best performing reels, posts, or text posts, whatever they might have on their page, and actually putting that in there. And we actually want to see the metrics that they have, both in view counts, likes, and comments. And it's incredibly important you actually go through this list and add at least 10 to 15 different pages. By understanding which content actually performs the best, you'll be able to reverse engineer and kind of see exactly what content works well. trim out bits and parts and pieces that you would want to implement into your business, and then start creating content around that. That's the whole purpose of organic marketing and using these platforms to your advantage, especially since they are free. Which leads me to my next point here, which is content creation. So now that you found a list of creators that you want to create content off of, you need to know how to create content. Now, the easiest and best way to create content, especially if you are in a budget, is CapCut. Now, CapCut is 100% free, and it's probably one of the best softwares, especially for social media content creation. You can both use it on Mac or PC or even an iPhone. So really, there is no limit here. You can virtually get started running a business, selling your products online, and not have to invest a single dime in any sort of video editing software. Now, when it comes to learning this software, there's obviously a learning curve, but it's fairly simple and straightforward. Take your videos, you import it into CapCut, and then you edit it from there, and then you export it into your social media profiles. If you're exporting video content, I always export in 1080p at 60 frames per second. That way I have the best video content while making it look crisp and clean. If I'm exporting any sort of photo or image, then I want to make sure it's 1080 by 1080, depending on what platform I'm posting on. But typically photos are 1080 by 1080, videos are 1080p by 60 frames, but of course you can upscale it to 4K. Keep in mind these social platforms do actually scale down the video or the image, so you want to make sure you have something optimized for these channels. Now, with that said, that pretty much wraps up the organic part of it. You want to go in here, find content that's already converting, then create content in CapCut, and then the last part of this is actually picking a social channel to post on. Now, when it comes to picking a social channel, you want to kind of pick on channels that you already know and like. So if you've never used Facebook before, then it makes absolutely no sense for you to just jump on Facebook and try to learn an entirely new platform, especially since that demographic of people are vastly different to people versus on Instagram. And the same thing with TikTok. TikTok is vastly different. The same thing is also with Pinterest. People on Pinterest don't watch the same content as someone on Instagram. People on Instagram don't watch the same content as TikTok. TikTok people don't watch the same content on YouTube. And my point with this video is for you guys to kind of have a general idea as to finding content, creating that content, and knowing where to post it. Now, it's obviously going to depend on exactly what product you're selling. Now, in my personal opinion, the two best platforms to post on right now when it comes to e-commerce is first TikTok, especially for quick impulse purchases, especially on their platform. And the second one is Instagram, which is great for community building, engagement farming, and as well as building a core audience. Those two platforms work really well for me, but of course it might be different for you. In the beginning, I really recommend starting with one platform. Don't try to diversify just yet. Just pick one, get good at it, and then as you start to build in those reps, you'll start to get better and start to recognize what content does well and what content does not do well. A lot of question I get a lot of people asking me is whether or not they need to show their face online. Now, in my personal opinion, it's up to you, but I would highly recommend doing it. People resonate with the person and people resonate with the story. So if you have a story behind your product and or if you're really passionate about what you have to sell, you're gonna wanna put your face in front of it. Will that open up yourself to scrutiny and maybe some sort of weird comments? Yes. But will that grow your business exponentially and get people to trust you more and even faster? Absolutely. So showing your face hands down will make anything work better, but keep in mind it also works the same for faceless. It's just a different strategy. Now that we covered organic marketing, let's cover paid strategies. Now, paid strategies or paid marketing is all about turning $1 and then turning it into $2. This is a skill set that you will eventually need to learn, especially if you want to grow that business even further. Any successful business that has grown really quickly or rapidly knows how to use paid advertising to attract new customers and as well as reel in existing customers to buy even more product from them. Now, the whole goal of paid advertising is about using what you know when it comes to your audience, what they want, and knowing what content converts, and then using everything you gathered over the years or months you've been doing this, and then using paid ads to push what is already working, and then getting people who don't know who you are to buy what it is you have to sell. Keep in mind, I would not recommend anyone doing paid ads unless you've already sold some product before, you answered the 3 core elements to any successful product, and you've already created content for yourself, and you know exactly what content works. Don't do paid ads just because I'm telling you. Do it once you're ready to start making some more money and actually scale your business. Don't jump into paid ads because I promise you, you would lose money, especially if you don't know what you're doing. But let's just say if you're someone that's already selling product and you're already successful and maybe you're making, let's just say 5 to 10 grand a month, already selling the products that you're currently selling right now. How do you actually scale that with paid ads? Now, in my opinion, what works best is actually using a combination of organic marketing and then retargeting people who've already watched your content or seen your products and then retargeting them with paid ads. ads. And then once you've nailed that down and you're actually getting your cost per purchase as low as possible, meaning that you're actually making a profit on each sale, then you can start using that profit or that additional profit to retarget new audiences or people who've never seen your product before. But you really want to make sure you nail down the organic marketing before you touch with retargeting ads, such as paid ads, and even before you start using cold traffic, whereas people have never seen your product or don't even know who you are. It's crucial that you have each element nailed down before you move on to the next step, which is basically scaling your business. Keep in mind, everyone's situation is going to look a little bit different and everyone is going to have a different take on this. But in my opinion, using retargeting ads with a combination with organic marketing basically will lead you with the lowest cost per purchase, making you profitable right out the gate. And honestly, it's just like throwing gas into the fire and then seeing it explode, which is really what you want in any business. Now, with that said, that pretty much wraps up paid ads in this video. Now, I know we covered a lot of information pretty quickly, but my goal is to get you fast, straight to the point information that you can implement today into your business. So down below in this video, I provided you guys with the worksheet, both the document that you need to start creating your own products, and as well as the content creators worksheet to helping you find the best and viral videos for your business. Keep in mind, you want to use both of these worksheets to kind of help you solidify your market, your product, and as well as knowing exactly how to market your product to a mass market. If you have these two things nailed down, you'll basically kill it in content creation and you'll basically scale to the moon. And all there's left for you to do is just do it every single day consistently. If you guys want to join a community of designers, sellers, and creators, or even expand your business even further, I would highly recommend joining 3D Printing School down below in the description. In this community, we go even more in depth on these resources and guides and providing you with more templates and guides to helping you scale your business and as well as learning how to design your own models for 3D printing. This is crucial if you're a seller, even if you're a creator or a designer, or even if you're an educator or someone who wants to learn 3D printing, this community is perfect for you. So go ahead, you can check out the link down below in the description. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe down below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.